Nigga?
Never.
Because you be salting in the chicken too much.
What?
No?
I don't even use salt, nigga. I can't even give him sodium diet.
So what do you use?
Garlic, pepper, whatever.
What makes chicken good?
Everything, nigga. Me.
You. You make the chicken good. So nobody can make chicken like you. He makes the best chicken.
Lucky you my aunt, because I swear I'll put your head between something. I will put your head between something. Are you lucky you my aunt? I'll put your head right between something. I'm serious. Both the damn chairs, you keep playing with me.
Come on, come on.
No, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Come on. Come on.
You'll be your best friend like
Come on.
the rest of the week.
As soon as I come back in.
Yeah, come on.
Look,
Ain't nothing but assholes sitting out there. Look.
Yeah.
Talking his shit. Look. Like he gonna do so much. Ain't gonna do nothing.
Ain't gonna do shit.
Not a daggone thing.
Yeah. She was mean as hell.
Cut it? No. Oh, yeah.
I should have to tell you how to be me.
That's enough. He's so smart. Trying to be cute.
Showtime. What's going on, man? Make sure you get walking in. Yo, what's happening, man?
Good night. Anything good? How are you?
Everything is Mom Mary Alice.
Huh? How are you?
Talk to you, brother. I love you to death. I love everything you're doing. Everything's always positive, always strength, always from a position of strength, always pushing the family. You're a big family guy. You promote that, and that's something that's been lost today. So tell me about you being a father, you keeping the family together, you being the head of the family. Even it doesn't have to be about financial. It's just the head. You're the brains of the family. You're the head of the family. How does that end? You got your own family, you got your brothers, and y'all are such a tight unit. And as far as Rockland is concerned, y'all are a story. And I wish I could do a whole thing, man. Y'all had a bunch of different lives.
And Bo just left the house too.
We don't exist no more, so that's the thing that I want to highlight here. So tell us about family and your take on family, being that you've been so big on family, even if it was by accident. I don't know if it was by accident, I don't know if it was by design, but y'all are close-knit and y'all are moving.
Hey man, I appreciate that, right? Before we even get started, I want to go back a little bit, man. I was there for 7 years.
Shout out to BK. This nigga was born in Brooklyn, I never knew that.
Okay. But
What are you doing born in Brooklyn? What do you want to be born here? Anyway,
right? We go back to Kensington Circle. I know I've hit you with this before, right? So with Linda and Frankie, Eddie, and everybody, like we grew up in Kensington. That was the hood over in Garnerville back then, right?
Garnerville. I'm from Haverstraw, I told you.
Hey, listen, Linda was pregnant. I don't know which one of y'all she was pregnant with out there playing softball, and she was nice.
It had to be me.
Linda was nice, man. Linda was nice, right?
Softball. She never talks about that stuff.
Look.
We got to talk to Linda about
Please.
softball. She's going to be so happy.
Please, man. So we go back all the way to Garnerville, man, and you know, me, dog, all of us, man. It was like a little ecosystem, free lunches, all that right in there, man. We didn't have to go nowhere. A lot of people that moved to Spring Valley came from that damn Kensington Circle right there. So when we came up, man, I was born in Brooklyn, and then my mom found out she was pregnant, and then we went back to North Carolina, because she's from North Carolina, Wilson, North Carolina. Right?
Wilson, North Carolina.
Yeah. So she comes, she tells my pops, Rudolph Bullock.
Give it to him so he can hear it over.
So this is the tricky part.
Part of the show.
This is the tricky part. Like, why am I in Kelvin Smith and my brothers and everybody else is Bullocks?
Right. How did that happen?
Got you.
Right.
So we gonna clear this up for a lot of people right now. Mom was pregnant. George Bullock was pregnant. Came to Brooklyn. She came from Wilson, North Carolina to Brooklyn. Found out she was pregnant. Had me in Brooklyn. Went back to Wilson, North Carolina. Said, hey, Rudolph Bullock, by the way, it's your son. They end up getting married. They never changed my name. Right? So now I'm still Kelvin Smith. Now it's George Bullock, Rudolph Bullock.
And they got married.
Bo came, yeah, they got married. So Bo came. So here come Brian Bullock. After a while, I'm 7, Bo is 1. We end up coming back through Brooklyn, end up in Garnerville. About, shit, I was Keith. Keith ends up being born by my mom's boyfriend at the time. They weren't divorced at that time, so Keith took Joyce.
Right.
That's why KJ ends up being Smith. That's why Jared ends up being Smith. All my kids end up being Smith.
Shout out to KJ. I can't wait to get to that.
Oh man, listen.
Because that's more close. That's the only person
Yeah.
I know him personally, so
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah.
So,
he got stories. He got stories because he used to come back and tell me.
Is he up here?
He's in LA.
I know I seen pictures. So I was
He in LA.
I wish he was. I would have like maybe bring him over, but I knew he wasn't here.
He in LA. He in LA, man. So the bottom line is, man. Bottom line, why am I so thin? Right? I've seen all of us without our dads, right?
Mm.
So my pops, you know, may he rest in peace, but he used to beat the shit out of my mom.
Right.
He used to beat the shit out of my mom.
Mm.
So I saw that and I'm like, yo, how could you beat somebody that you love? You know, because that's what I saw love. You know, I saw that as love. Like I should lay there like, man, he's like really whooping on him, man. I didn't know the dynamics at that time.
Right.
So I always said, yo, when I get older, man, I'm gonna really have this close-knit family. I'm gonna take care of mine, and I'm gonna love on my wife.
Mm. And that was the motivation.
That was the motivation.
Mm.
That was the from the jump. That was the motivation.
And that's how you see it. You still see it like that today.
Along the way, Felicia came.
Right.
You know, now I'm a Garnville Havershore dude. Yeah. It gets deep. I'm a Havershore dude, right? So now with Spring Valley, I need to be in Nyack, Spring Valley. That's what I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
For obvious reasons. That's what I need to be.
That was your stomping ground. That's what you control.
Tim Harris and all them, they end up in Spring Valley.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm following right behind them. I'm a little older than them, about a year older than Tim, 2 years older than Rick Griffin. So that was my crew. Indy, all of them, that was my crew.
Indy.
Yeah.
Just seen Indy at the liquor store the other day. Shout out to Indy, by the way.
That's my dudes, man. So now, when Felicia and I finally, when Felicia and I finally got together, man, and KJ was born like 2 years later. I'm in college in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm. He's my, excuse me, stop. He used to always tell me how, don't be too hard on yourself as a man. You'll get it one day. And he told me about the struggles of him trying to get it. Now remember, he just told you his vision from the beginning. Now, he's about to tell you how it didn't go that way at first, but it still ended up that way.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing because now at 40-something, I hear everything he said. He was like, and I can't wait till you say it. I don't want to say it. Just trying to connect the dots. In life, a lot of times people judge you before you finish the race. And it's not always how you start, it's how you finish. And a lot of people be judging you. We be hard on ourselves. We get beat up. We get down on ourselves. And it's like, your life's not over, man. You can still continue. You can still keep building, man. You can get back on track. If you're going down the wrong road, all you got to do is stop. Don't let people hold you there. Stop. Make a turn. Turn left, turn right. You can still reach your destination, man. I mean, don't let nobody take that away. And just because you feel like you got away, because I got away from a few of my dreams, and I still could have achieved them, but I gave up on them because I thought somebody else time and told me it was too late. So in life, man, it's never too late to follow your dreams. And just because you deviate, that doesn't mean you throw the whole dream away. That don't mean you throw the whole plan away. You know what I mean? It can still hold true. You just got to add a few pieces. God probably had his own plans and put another kid there, put another wife there. But you still achieve what you set out to achieve, man. And that's the beautiful thing. And I was just trying to make that correlation because I wanted people to know that just because it's not how you start, it's how you finish. That's all. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Because, listen, every conversation I remember, you know what I'm saying, from him telling me, and I can quote it by myself, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to get to it. And I can't wait till I have this information that I want young people to know, especially when dealing with family, definitely with overcoming obstacles and dealing with obstacles while trying to remain a family. Don't let people hold on to your past and think that you can't stick to your vision because you deviated at some point. You can come back to it. And go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Hey, man. Felicia, KJ born, right? KJ born in 84. Right? I graduated North Rockland 81. I'm in Fayetteville.
North Rockland. Yeah, but I was so happy I didn't have to count the 80s. The 80s would have been so bad, there would have been no 90s. You know what I'm saying? When I did the football list, I was like, damn, I'm so happy to cancel the 80s out. Like, all the greats of the 80s, I was so happy that I realized that they was the 80s because it would have been too hard and I'm not qualified to do all that. You know what I'm saying?
But you did good and you did a lot of people justice, by the way.
I try to help out the people that
You
wasn't
did a lot of people justice.
And they still kill it.
You can't get that right.
I still get hit up about this shit. Like, yo, I'm like, man, it wasn't that I mentioned you. It's the same thing. That's why I did it live.
People take that serious, man.
It's serious, and they feel some type of way towards
People
me.
take that serious, man. People take that serious.
I really tried to put everybody in there, but you couldn't.
People take that shit serious.
Once we put NIAC in here, we don't think about NIAC. Because we AA school, or was AA school. But then when I was doing the list, they was never on it. Now I ain't suffering, you know, I would never think about those people. And then somebody called me, like, yo, you gotta put them in there. I'm like, and it made it legit. That's why I did. I said, you know, I will. You know what I'm saying? Because they're right. They get accomplished.
There's a whole lot of cats.
You can't take it from them. You can't take it from them. So, but people from North Rockland, they feel like, and I'm like, I couldn't put everybody there, else it wouldn't be a list. Right. Now, we could have did everybody, but then what that mean? It means nothing. So, and of course, I got two bone on because I'm me. I want you to get mad. Shout out to the real. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, man.
Yeah, man. And speaking of North Rockland, man, like,
you was a quarterback.
I was a quarterback. I broke my hand as a sophomore. I became a receiver my senior year. Shit changed. I was never a big dude. You know, I was probably a little overachieving skinny dude. I'll never say that. Like, look, you know, hey, I got jerked.
You look like a quarterback, though.
But I wasn't this.
No, you wasn't the physical.
I wasn't this. I could throw that thing, but it wasn't.
Oh, so you played against John Harvey?
No, John's younger than me.
John's
You
younger.
never played against him. So who was great that you played against that don't get a lot of
Valley.
Shit, I got you.
You got Seth Joyner then, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Seth, you know that's my best boy.
Was he even good in high school? So me and Seth don't get along. Me and Seth did. You like, how the fuck you know Seth, right?
Yeah, we know Seth.
Because
He
listen-
watches some Pop Warner football. We know Seth.
All right, we know Seth.
Yes.
I don't know him personally.
Not personally,
But
but
in high
he came and
school,
watched us.
we was kind of we listened to him. So he come back to the school. I always felt like Seth should did more, but I realized you can never do enough.
I got an inside scoop on that too.
You can never do enough, and I know he's different. It's different in Rockland, and I want to talk about that. Talking about right there with Seth Joyner, when I was in high school, you know what I mean, and we was doing our thing. Some of the kids ran up on Seth Joyner when he was visiting, and you know, they must have told him that, you know, Rashid's a better linebacker than you. And he says, so what? He's not going anywhere. He's always in trouble. So he was right. I did get in trouble, but so what, man? How you gonna be a grown-ass man and say that about a little kid? So I always felt some way about Seth Joyner about that. But I don't know Seth Joyner personally, but this is a story that I was told when I was in like 11th, 12th grade. So shout out to Seth Joyner. Peace and love. Politics.
Oh, politics of high school football overall is just bad because I got the same type of story from where I migrated
I'm
from.
gonna tap his story into
From
that too.
where I migrated from Spring Valley to Pine Bush, New York.
And the nigga's a star.
and
He broke all records. Did anybody break your record yet?
Nope. One record got broken in mine. I had 7 touchdowns in one game throughout my high school career. One kid broke it. Rest of them still standing 25 years later.
All your shit's there.
Still standing.
Nigga, that's power. And why not, man? Somebody gotta give you flowers, and that's what we gonna do. So, you a quarterback. So, who's some of the great players that you played against locally? Because I always want to beat them up locally first, but they told me I couldn't do it locally.
Who's the dude? Glenn Marina over at Clarkstown South. Big white dude, man.
Those are memorable players you
Oh,
played.
man. I remember having, it was like Clarkstown West when we were in Havershaw Middle School. This kid was just bigger than life, man. I'm over there playing safety, and he's breaking free. I just had to hit him with a little cross, a little wrong block or something, man. He just hopped over and kept it moving.
But you've always been like a coach to me, but I'm also younger. So when I talk to you, I'm always, as a student, I'm always trying to learn something, even with all my bullshit. So how is it different? Because I asked Kev the same ground, because Kev coached me. So, you know, Kev is like a people person, but I know people are different now. So, but you still been instrumental. You've always been about the community. You've always been doing community stuff, and we need to talk about that. But what's the difference now when dealing with kids, man? Because you old. Like, I can't. I'm going through with my sons and trying to demand respect, and now I'm losing my kids. And this is how this functions. That's why we talk about it. So there has to be a generation gap. How do you connect with that?
Distractions. Back in the day, man, we just wanted to get outside. You know, we wanted to get outside and just play. Like you said, until the lights, lights come on. These dudes, man. Like, I literally had to train a kid yesterday that I haven't trained since the pandemic started, right? And he fell off a cliff, and his mom said he's only been in the house just playing games. We got outside and ran
No, we were told we had to be outside
Well,
till the street lights came on.
Man,
You had to be outside. Yeah, you had to be outside in your play clothes.
yeah, but they're not doing it. It's a special kid that will do that. That will just go out.
And those are you know, Kev said to me real quick, just to so you can keep going.
Yeah.
He said that when we was kids, like we watched football, we studied football, we come in Monday for the weekend after we play Saturday. So that's big. And then you watch college football, you watch the NFL. Then you come in Monday, you were living the win or you living the loss, and you talking about the football. Like we live football during football
100%.
season. You know what I'm saying, Scott?
Yeah.
We live football.
100%.
And he said the kids nowadays, some of them, even the best ones, don't watch football.
They do not.
How the fuck can
They
you
do
play
not.
football?
They do not.
They be nice in football and don't have to watch it.
I think this generation is in that point where they just it's self in their brand. I mean, that's what I see. I mean, I couldn't be a coach right now. I just because they would think I was an asshole because I'm telling yo, what you excuse me, drop, push.
You too talented. Like people that's too talented
it
can't
just-
coach. Like, I can't coach. I don't think Michael Jordan could. You see Michael
It
Jordan.
wouldn't work. It wouldn't work.
You need the middle guy. The middle guy is
want
you can
perfection.
coach.
Yeah, yeah.
You think you can coach? You
Not
too
here.
great. You was too good.
No, I can coach. Definitely can coach. I break it down to him real simple. You don't put in, you don't get out. Period. You don't. I don't care if you're the star or the bench warmer. All of you gotta put in equal work every practice.
You can be a good motivator.
Yeah, you have to.
I think I'm gonna get motivated. But when I was talking to my
be that
sons,
way.
shit backfired, but then I couldn't believe. I was like, oh shit, I can talk. I don't know who was the mothers planting certain things, so now they projecting when I talk, and that's another segment. But yeah, man, I couldn't coach my own kids, and I had to fall back because they was like a turn on the sport, and they wasn't me anyway, and I'm nothing. But they here in Rockland, and you know, Rockland's a small town, so in Rockland, I'm something. Whether good or bad, whether my good stuff is something, my bad stuff.
Yeah.
They gotta live up to that. And one of my kids, you know what I'm saying, he wants to live up to the other side, and it's just like,
You gonna get that?
and now we beefing because I'm like, functional father is rough, man. And you know, being in prison all those years, missing a lot of time out of my kid's life, it created a rough relationship. And you know, now that I'm trying to take some control of my life, I'm bumping heads with a lot of people, man. And just being a highly dysfunctional dad is a very, very tough job. What it is it's the past. And I can't get that time back. I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I try to be there in my own way now, but it's never going to be enough because I missed all those years of them kids' lives. So here, I'm just here for support, basically, when they need money and shit. They don't give a fuck about me. But I love my kids, and I'm just making that clear that it's rough being a highly dysfunctional dad, man.
I think as a father or a father figure in your child or being a role model for that is really hard. Like I remember Coach Boykins. I know you remember Coach Boykins. He was like, yo, he was. Yeah.
You gotta clarify. We're not talking about Coach Boykin from Spring Valley High School. Shout out to him because there's no hate, but John Boykin.
John Boykin. Yeah, John Boykin would pick us up. He would pick us up. He would drop us.
We're not talking about K-Boy. We're talking about his father. Shout out to K-Boy too, but we're talking about your father. He raised generations of men.
Like
and
the lessons
shout
he
out
taught
to him.
us.
And shit, I would love to put him in part of your segment.
Yo,
man, shout out to John Boykin, man. I love you, man. I know that, you know, I strayed off the path. I went the wrong way, but you're a big part of my life, man. You was the only father figure I had when I was 7 years old playing football at the park. Shout out to John Boykin, man. He's a lovely guy, man. And I'm happy to know him, man. He represents what a father should be, man, and what a coach should be. So, shout out to John Boykin, man. Highly dysfunctional, love you.
the lessons he taught us in football was simple. You show up, you practice.
Was he around when you was around?
He's
president.
to us.
You can't forget about Watson King.
Watson.
Yeah.
Watson
Can't
too.
forget about Watson.
Watson. And,
I can't
but
forget
now
about
you're Watson.
Andrew and Greg Pop.
Boy, you're that personality here in a small community, and the community is dispirited. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they're doing, I don't want to get political, but whatever they're doing, it's no more of us.
Nah.
And it's hard, and then people are smart now. Like me, I had an idea when I first came in from prison, but it wasn't the life that it is today.
Right.
But that's the life now. I'm like, damn, I thought it was a funny. I thought it was a joke, so I think now it's a joke. And that's life now. People are training people, and they don't even have to deal with the high school no more. And you can showcase somebody's talent from a kid up, and the college has to talk to you.
I think he's in
Fucking school.
I think more further than that, though. I think a lot of kids their age is starting to do the flag football to preserve their body. And I'm
I
like,
think flag football is gonna be bigger than the NFL.
it is. It is.
So we think about that.
It's more money.
I think it's coming
Well,
because
that's injuries.
they made so much big deal. But my thing is, kids now are bigger, faster, stronger, but they get hurt faster. We didn't get hurt. You didn't have no ACL injuries in high school. Kids nowadays in high school got an ACL. When the fuck you heard of that shit?
If you got an ACL back then, you was done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you usually got it outside of football, like you was car accident, or you was doing some dumb shit. You didn't get it playing football. Now I see people with real injuries in high school. It's like, I ran 50 yards into the wall. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about?
Right.
And that's what I thought was gangster. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I thought was gangsters. But now the kids get hurt faster, but they're faster, they bigger.
But they play all year round too, though. You got a lot of kids that play varsity sports, one sport, one mind. They're playing all over the country, all types of people. It's a different level of competition.
Yo, that Will Smith thing messes up too, man.
Oh God.
That Will Smith movie
Okay, it was
messes
two
up.
questions.
Because moms got to see the Will Smith movie.
Yeah.
You know that concussion joint?
Yeah.
And now, as a coach, we got to go through so much to make sure that we're certified.
I think that movie has done more damage than good, and it's taken more parents to give more caution. And it used to be, all right, go play football. Your pops play, your uncle, your brothers, your cousins, y'all go play. But now it's like, oh, no. You're not playing contact football until like 14. You know, you're not playing contact football until your first year of high school. And by then the skills aren't developed. You got to be in the trenches. It's to the point now. It's to the point now that you got to be straight up and real. Watch out for that, straight up and real. But you got to watch out. You got to watch out for that because a lot of it, it's doing harm. It's just doing harm to the sport. So you're lucky if you get one good one.
Don't let it be too hot.
No, like right now they wouldn't be practicing.
No.
Two days not happening.
No,
They're taking out a lot of the fundamentals of full contact football.
It's different, man. It's different, and that's why you got to be a special type of kid, man, to really, to do, let's say, the things that y'all did or whatever, man, to go.
Nah, you're not. We came up in the 80s though with that football. We came up with 80 football where you had
Flag football. We should start a flag football league, to be honest with you.
Why not?
Because I think flag football, I seen girls like with skills. Like they had there's girls on the internet with the athletic bodies.
Absolutely.
flag football leagues popping up everywhere and they compete nationally.
Yeah.
It is such a big market.
Can you compete in flag football? Because I couldn't, because I'm nothing. I can't. I'm not
could do
fast.
it took me 3 or 4 years to get to it, but I play DN and tight end. That's it. I don't play running
But my
back.
talent
Because a lot of
is
the leagues
brute.
that I play running back in, they wouldn't let you stiff arm. That was my big thing.
Yeah.
I'm stiff arm. They're like, oh, no. You're not
You still got film?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So Smith.
Yes, sir.
That's the thing, right? So you're out Albertus Magnus.
Yes, sir.
Coming from the town, playing from the town, from North Rockland, and then coaching and mentoring hundreds of kids.
Right.
How do you feel about Albertus Magnus football? Because remember, we was younger and there were stars over there.
Right.
And we knew them, but we was, as kids, I'm not talking about as adults, because we don't judge kids as adults. When we was playing, like you can hear about people making noise. I know a few players, like I played basketball with them at PL or something, and they was nice at Albertus Magnus.
Who was the kids over there on Twin? What was that family over there on Twin? It's like about 3 brothers, man. It was more basketball, I think, than football, though.
And Albertus
You know
Magnus,
them, though, because they're in your age bracket.
Albertus Magnus had a buzz back there, and then even from, because like private schools are big, like you got St. Joe, but Albertus Magnus had a spark, and then it just never panned out. So how do you think that being that you involved, being a people person, being a coach, being a mentor, being somebody that really did everything, and you got proud of it, and that's a beautiful thing, and it still have all your mental faculties. And we're gonna talk about that. We went through heart surgery. We got books. This is a struggle. This is life. And this is real life. And I want people to be inspired by this shit because you gotta tell them. And we can get deviated because I'm having so much fun with this shit. So fuck that. Skip me and keep talking. I need you to get this up because I'm gonna break it up anyway. And I can put my dumb shit in there. But we gotta tell your story. I want people to know who you are. So just talk right now. You can say what you want and just start out. Who are you?
Who am I? Nah, I'm just, you know, I'm an older dude now. You know who I am? I'm Bobby and them now. Bobby and them, they used to cut my hair back in the day.
Oh yeah, Bobby from the barbershop.
Yeah.
Shout out to Matt.
Yeah. Literally, they would tell me all these stories. They would tell me stories about child support. They would tell me all this, yo, you know, Bobby just whispered in your ear and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Bobby kind of close, man, but I'm okay. Right? And he would tell me all these things. I turned into Bobby, man. You know? But the gems that they was dropping back then was amazing. Because you play, you pay. And I don't know what, no, I ain't got to tell you. You play, you pay. And I paid for a long time, but if someone young to me is listening to them speaking, you know, and now, man, it's I just try to pay it forward though, Ron. Like, you know, now KJ's 36, and you know I got kids all behind him, and I'm like, look, shit,
You got 2 kids? What?
KJ got 2.
So,
Well,
you got other kids?
Yeah,
Older?
younger.
Nobody got kids.
No.
So you got 2 grandkids. How's that? How's it being a grandfather? How's that feel?
Nah, man, it's dope, you know, because it's like you get to relive it all over again and watch, you know, watch your reflection in your son, you know. So you get to see the mistakes or yeah, actually KJ's not really making mistakes at this time, but you know.
And shout out to KJ because he's a legend.
Yeah.
And I was so happy they excluded him too because he would have gave me problems. I didn't want to deal with that. So I want to honor him. Because, listen, it's true. I was hating. I wasn't hating, but I got to do justice. But it's just like, because he gave me 99. And
Was it 99?
it had to be after me because I didn't play
KJ was
against
a
KJ.
freshman when y'all were seniors?
I never played against KJ.
Okay, don't forget KJ was on Spring Valley as a 9th grader. You know that.
No, I do know that.
Because Kev coached.
But I never played against him.
No.
So I was happy to exclude the nigga. I'm just keeping it real. He's a linebacker. It causes problems for me. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
real, man. That's
So
real.
it's like Patrick Johnson, I was so happy because I'm making the list. I'm not going to be a hater. Nostalgia is a motherfucker. I grew up on people who's like, to me, they're better than me. They might not be better than me. And depending on your era, you're going to think they better.
Right.
Because
I mean, I always thought I was better than Patrick John anyway. Just saying.
Who?
Patrick John. I knew I was better than him.
He said he was better than Patrick John. I was just like,
That's it.
yeah, a lot of times, like when you're playing football and, you know, you're doing things that people love, people have a way of, you know, acting like they care about you, pretending like they're your brothers and your family and they love you and they let you do whatever, you know what I'm saying? And they kind of like, you know, help you. You know what I'm saying? They enable you to do the shit that you're doing. And then, you know, like when I was in high school, I had the principal coming to court with me. I had, you know, they used to get me out of trouble, get me out of classes, everything I wanted, you know what I'm saying? But the minute football was over, they was trying to kick me out to school and everything, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, a lot of high school stars, they get injured, and you can go look this up, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them, man, they be crushed stars, man. They end up doing drug abuse. People don't treat them the same, and they don't know how to act. This is all for small towns. Small town heroes that, you know, just didn't pan out. And they kind of get, like, a lot of backlash. It's a whole big thing about that, and if you look into his psychology, and like my cousin is saying, he took him 21 years to get over it. I think I probably went through some similar things. I haven't mentally processed it all. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's how we breaking it down. Not the only one. There's a whole series of crushed stars, NFL players, and not NFL. You can be a star at any level that didn't pan out, and how it affects you psychologically. There's women, and not just athletes. You can be a woman. You can be a beauty queen in junior high and be treated as special. And then you get to the real life, you're not special. That's traumatizing. Some people turn to drugs. This is the story. You know what I'm saying? This is real.
I mean, look at all the
You can't
80s.
take that away from them.
Look at all the
shit.
80s. Right. Look at all
And
the
the time
80s
that
kids. Look
shaped
at
their
that.
personality.
All the 80s kids that were film, adult film stars. Look at all them from different strokes to
Finish.
Prince Bel-Air to they all fell some type of crack
went.
or OD'd and died.
No, they did. They did.
It was real epidemic.
I mean,
It
jokes
still
about
is. It still is. Right.
Because I talked to Marcus, and Marcus is one of the people that he is who he is. Fuck all that. But as a football talent, that's why I made the list for. I really made it for him.
Come on, Marcus Larkin.
Myself too.
Yeah, better than him too.
But it wasn't about football for me.
Better than Marcus Larkin to
Right,
start.
you know what I'm saying?
Derek Lassie was a legend. I always liked Derek. always like, oh, Derek's a
You
legend.
hate on Derek,
I
but
love-
Marcus.
Marcus was a legend, but Marcus never put in the work because he was always talented. When it was time to put up that
We
work,
grew up with Marcus.
yeah,
yo.
but when it was time to put up that work, Marcus
Yeah.
wasn't trying to hear it.
Right on Lafayette and Spring Valley.
Yeah.
Marcus is telling though, boy. I
Marcus
heard
was-
Marcus say it. I remember being at Bowles' house right there on Main Street,
Right
man,
place,
across from
right
Super
time,
Valley.
he had talent.
I remember when Rocky, I don't know if Rocky brought Marcus over there, but he was talking about Marcus Largis, man. Marcus was in the 9th grade. Marcus, he was killing it.
He did.
He was killing it. He was killing it.
He had a story.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I told
But
him.
but I think Marcus would tell it. You know, he was, you know, as far as ascending,
He
you know,
didn't sin.
and I think, you know what I mean.
No,
And I don't know if Rock can do, so I wanted the dude to like, you know, ascend, but I
Nah,
heard him.
he got worse. He didn't get worse. It just, I think the game moved on. Even as a senior, he was a fullback.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then he told me his defensive stat, and I didn't know he had that many defensive stats. Like, Marcus is a talented football player. And at 4 years, like, he relies on career stats, and I'm like, you know what? That's why I made the list, because you got to give him his flowers. 4 years running back, they was winning, man.
Yeah,
And he was part of that movement. He wasn't like just on the team.
Yeah.
He was the team. Him, Jeff Becker.
Yeah.
That's it. It was five. There's always five on the team that keep a core together.
Litz, Wiley, yeah, man.
He's part of the team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he was the leader on the team, whether it was underneath or, of course, he wasn't picture purpose, so you couldn't put him in the newspaper. And say like me, like when they came to newspaper clippings, they put somebody else there. That's why I say, yo, fuck Ruback. Even though he could have been right, but still. I wasn't ready, but still, so what? So what? You robbed me of that. Maybe I would have got ready. You would have told me I was good enough to be ready. So, anyway, I was just boasting. Anyway, so we moving forward, we moving this shit along.
Okay.
And so now, what year did you graduate?
I graduated in 81, man.
You graduated in 81, you left high school.
Casarella's first
Quarterback, highly accomplished, Smitty, fucking all the bitches, got the world ahead of you. What happens next?
You heard him slip that in there, right?
I had to.
You heard him, right?
But you ain't got to answer.
But listen, nah, I heard what you said. I ain't answered nothing. Girl, I just said you slipped it in.
Man, you so smart, man. Why you trying to do me like that?
What happened? Nah, man, I went away. I went from North Rockland, I went away to a black college. You know, and I had to like
What kind of movie?
Fayetteville State University.
How was
Right
it
next to
there?
Fort Bragg. It's beautiful, man. It was just,
How was
made
that
you grow.
experience?
Terrific. You know, but after a while, you go away to school and your parents ain't got no money or your mama ain't got no money. You got to figure it out, right? So I had to figure it out, man. Get kicked off campus, blah blah blah. Going through trials and tribulations, but at the end of the day, it took 5 years, 5.5, to finish with a biology degree.
That's real. I didn't even know nobody with it.
Nah, man. Nah, I didn't either.
Do you know anybody with it?
At that time, I didn't, but my
No,
grandfather
I'm
said,
meet people, but
yeah.
as far as like our people, you would think, I don't know nobody with biology.
Nah. It was. Do you realize that? I'm go back real quick. As a senior, well, go back a little bit. As a freshman, there was always a threat that we might have to scrimmage varsity. Do you know who was on varsity at that time in North Rockland?
Who was on?
Your uncle.
Frankie.
That was the best
Frankie's
linebacker I had
bro.
ever seen, bro.
Yeah.
At that
Love
point in
Frank.
Heard
time,
about Frankie.
Frank, my man. I had never seen nothing like it. And they shitted on him as well. Number 31. You know, that's why you reminded me a lot of him when he was
He
playing.
loves football. He can't talk. He's so passionate.
The only Dallas
mean.
Steelers fan I know, man.
Uncle Frank is me. I love Uncle Frank. That's my favorite uncle. So I ain't had no dad. So you looking at me, Frankie 2.0. It's just 2.0. You know what I'm saying? So don't credit him with none of my bad shit, but yeah, man, I got all pictures of Frank. He was like a father to me.
Frank was a bad dude, man.
And football, and you know, that's how it happened. 'Cause I ain't had no dad. My dad, he had a little shit, but he wasn't there for me, so I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? But he was nice too. He was nice in his own right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He did his thing. I seen the pictures. I seen the clips. I seen my grandmother trying to. My grandmother was a good. Shout out to Earlene. She loved her son. I love you, Earlene. I see you in a fucking couple years. But yeah, man. So I just want to. Cool.
Out of high school, man.
Go to college.
Go to college, come back,
So
man.
what the fuck goes on? Man, you have an interesting chapter of life. And you have a lot of shit. So what happens after high school?
Come back, man. Now I'm trying to be a dad. Now I'm trying to be a dad and a good boyfriend. I didn't know how to be a good boyfriend. I sucked it.
Now you go hear it.
You was a boy at the
Sucked
time.
it.
You was a boy at the time.
With a kid by 21 years old.
You was a boy.
So, and don't forget, 3 of them years I think I'm in college. The black college that was new to me. So I come home and now I have to learn who my girlfriend was, and we just.
Yeah, I was still together the whole time while you was away.
Yeah, but I
life
sucked.
changed.
Your maturation was forced upon you.
Sucked.
That's
We
what
gotta talk
happened.
about when you suck.
Okay, I sucked. You know, and
I
look,
he sucked.
but she was a great woman though. Felicia was a great woman, and I always tell my kids, man, like, look, you want to be a good man, you want to be a real man, be better than me, man. When it looks real shitty, leave. Like, look, don't pull her through that. Don't pull her through your shit. Cause you growing, why you gotta pull her through that? I didn't know how to do that. I didn't have a father to teach me.
I do that either. All my bad shit comes because I'm going to do something. I'm pulling somebody else, but I'm scared to leave. It's like I already know it's time to leave.
No, we good
I'm
at
staying
leaving. We good at leaving. When shit gets ugly, we good at leaving.
We're not that good because we
We're really
leave
good
so
at
much
leaving.
damage that we could have stopped a year ago, my nigga.
I wasn't because of what I saw when I was a
You
kid.
don't tear shit up when you leave?
Back in the day, yeah, it did. I destroyed a lot of
We're not talking about you as a man, but it happens, right?
As
You
a
stay
man,
too long.
it depends on what it is. If you passionate about
Overstay
it, you're
my
gonna fight.
welcome.
If you're not, you're gonna leave.
I
Fight or
always,
flight.
that's
Fight or
my
flight.
thing. I always overstay my welcome. What's your thing with dealing with breakups?
Breakups was easy. I just want the cocaine. It was simple. Back in the day, I just got high. Whatever.
Wow. Okay.
I got high.
That's
I
real.
didn't give a damn.
Hey.
I got high. What? You leaving me? Good. Great. Go get a bag. I'll see you later. Be homeless? I don't care. Go get high.
Yo, you know what's funny? I went with this nigga on runs. You know what I'm saying?
And he knows I'm telling the truth. Yo, life is getting better.
You know
I'm
what
going
I'm
straight to
saying?
Spring Valley.
Like listen, we going down to Manhattan and we're buying.
You can
Yeah.
travel back.
Yeah.
So I asked like, you ready to hear this shit? Because I'm putting it out and you gonna hear it. Now you said it. It felt good.
Yeah, it felt good for the 20, 30 seconds that it did, but then at the end of the day, it never fixed nothing. The problem for me personally was that, yo, I need to fix me. I had to fix all my baggage. It wasn't my mama, it wasn't this one, it wasn't that one, it was me. I had to go get help. And on the third time I fixed it. And every day I fix it. It's mental warfare on yourself. You think that you're not good enough for this, you're not doing this right.
I got 55.
And you are. And you good enough for you. That's it.
55. We're gonna make it work.
Hey, man.
Mental health.
Mental
Mental health is everything. And I truly believe that each and every one of us needs some type of mental health. Whether you got somebody on sign up, I got mine. I'll call her and drop on a dime. I'll leave her out because I'm not paying her no dimes. But she got me where I need to be, and I got a strong foundation with my mother and my lady to do what I need to do to stay sober every day. If I'm not feeling right, I get on the mats and I
You
train.
didn't talk about that to me. You just do it.
But that's real though, because
That's
even
very
I have
good.
laid on somebody's couch.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Tell him.
Even I have laid on somebody's couch, bro.
This is good.
You know what I mean?
Seven times homeless?
This
7
is
times
what
being
I'm
homeless?
You talking about San Diego?
You gonna help me?
No, I'm
This
talking
is
about
the only
Fresno,
thing I know about.
California. Come on.
Yeah.
Fresno,
I
California.
want to tell you a story.
Fresno.
Yeah.
Horrible.
So you go to college.
Yes, sir.
Come in, you go to college. School happened. So we all know there's a transference to school, even though you had kids or whatever. But it's still school. And then school's over, and then people treat you different. Like now you gotta produce.
Yes, sir.
You know how black people are. Black people was like, what you gonna do now? I come out from jail, I can be 2 weeks out of jail. After they bought me a few outfits, like, what you gonna do? I didn't go pay for these outfits. You bought me the outfit, I just came out of jail. It always bothered me as black people that white people, Spanish people, come out the family, it's gonna help them. We never had that. So now you out of school, went to college, do what you gotta do. You got a kid. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to the NFL.
No, hell.
All right?
Not me.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You could have been rapping. You might have not been. But if you was, then you ain't a rapper.
Been through that shit too.
All right. Yeah, all right. So now what's going on? It's real life now. This is the story I want. Because this is game time. This is who you become.
Yes, sir.
So what happens?
So what you do is, man, you trying to okay. So you trying to use this biology degree, chemistry minor. So I'm feeling like I'm the shit now. I've done some things. I've done some things that not many people in my group have done. So I'm saying, well, this
Just
money.
attending college in itself as a black
Right, yeah.
person back then was
Yeah.
a
Especially for
accomplishment.
biology.
Yeah.
So,
Nigga, I don't even know
so I'm thinking, I'm
biology.
getting ready to get a whole lot of money. That's what I'm thinking, right? So I go back to
So
Lebanese.
America had you figured,
Yeah.
you got a biology as a black man.
Yeah.
You probably have never met nobody with that degree.
I'm getting ready to get 6 figures all the time.
You just did it, and that's what they promoted.
Yeah.
And every life is about to be a
Oh.
dream. You know, you suffered the consequences.
Easy.
You stood in the classroom,
Easy.
and you did it,
Yep.
and you're happy.
I'm happy as hell.
And you need to be celebrated for that. My
Right.
man Smith got a motherfucking biology degree. I don't even know, motherfucker. Nigga, I never knew you had a fucking biology. What the fuck is that?
Hey, man.
He has a biology degree. What the
Yeah.
fuck are you talking about? So anyway, he has a biology degree. Niggas how to function. So now what? Go ahead, get to it.
So I go happy. Lebanese with my, with my degree. Right? So I'm ready. Same Lebanese I went to before I went to college.
Right.
Said that, you need a related degree to get in here. I'm like, to what? To put the tops on Central? Vitamins?
Yeah.
I went and
Now,
got
hold
a
up.
degree.
Rockland County back then, Letley's.
Yeah.
I'm mad.
That was a
with
good
it.
lottery right
Letley's,
there.
When they did that, they fucked up a lot of people. I don't know if people that lost, but that was a good spot where people got employed.
That was the hood lottery,
Our
nigga.
mothers,
Yeah.
our fathers was working
You worked at Letterly, you was doing
That was
good.
considered the good
All
job.
day.
Yeah.
And you was
Letterly,
somebody in the
Letchworth,
community because
Rockland
you
Site.
That was before
Yeah,
Orange and Rock.
If you was there,
Yeah.
yeah. If you was there, you hit the hood lottery.
No, without a doubt. So I go to the joint with my degree in hand now. And they tell me I'm overqualified now.
Back then.
Back then.
That's not a new term. What year is that?
That had to be what?
80-something.
So they've been telling our black people they've been overqualified when they became qualified since '86. Here I am. I don't have no job history. When I go to the job, I hear this shit. You overqualified. I thought that was some shit they made up now. After we, you know what I'm saying, we battled back for it, and now they're using that to keep us out. He's going through that back then.
With a new kid. So, okay. Overqualified. Of course, that hurt. So now I go from New York Telephone as an operator. I work for the Thruway, St. Agatha's, UPS. Because I got to make ends meet. So, eventually, my grandmother wakes me up and she said, "You need to go take your ass, take the test for the water department." I'm hungover.
Nobody has that job.
I'm hungover. I don't know nothing about no water company.
Nobody does.
I don't know
still
anything.
don't know what you do. I just see you.
You been there though.
I did. I just see you. Like, what are you doing?
Hey,
And you run the whole shit.
I didn't know about that.
We don't know about that.
We was probably at the tea room or something, man. And my grandma woke me up and sadly said, "Yo, you need to go take this test." I went and took the test. Before you know it, the stuff started to come back as my hangover was getting over. There's stuff about biology on that joint.
There you
So
go.
I killed
That's
the
ticket.
test.
That's the ticket right there.
Killed the
Killed
test.
the test.
Rest
Alright.
is history.
You didn't know that was gonna be on there. God is good.
And my grandma.
Yeah, your grandma's good.
Alma Smith is better.
Alma Smith is
Well, not
better.
better than God, but she's right there though.
No, I know what you
Right.
mean. I know what you mean. I know
Yo,
what you mean.
so I took the test in '88. Was hired at Niagara Water Company. What I've been since.
Running the whole shit.
Now, man.
I mean, when I've been there, I don't even know what it is. But you was the only one there, so I'm like, yo, for real, you don't even see it, cause I get arrested over there all the time, and he could have been, he was right over there working, and I was outside on the street getting arrested. I'm saying, I could have ran over there, like, yo, help me.
Now I'm responsible for 14,700 people, man. So it's bruh, it's a journey, man. And during the journey, of course, there's trials and tribulations that come through. But another kid, me and Felicia at some point decided like, can't do this.
So y'all went back and forth for a while.
Me and Felicia?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Felicia, she's deceased right now?
Yes.
Rest in peace, Felicia.
Yeah. Great lady. 8 years now. 8
How
years.
she passed away?
She ovarian cancer. We got sick at the same time. So that's a whole nother story.
All right. So how'd you get sick?
Okay. So
It was the team.
That's all you need to do.
Gotta be such a pain.
I'm fucking with the team. Whatever we doing is what you doing. We smoking, you smoking.
No, I don't.
You drinking Hennessy, you
Your
drink.
hands clean?
Yes, my hands. I just.
No, I don't know that. I need to wash.
Come on now. What's wrong with you?
Your fingers been all over.
What?
No, this one don't drink
I'm a
something.
lefty for one. I just use my right hand.
I don't care. I don't drink that crap. Move out the way, nigga. How you open this wine?
Oh, with a
Right there. See it?
fucking corkscrew, I guess. No, it's twist up. Which one?
Just open and bring the red one out. I don't know. Let me see.
You should have told me.
Yeah.
I would have went.
Ice, yeah.
Leave her alone out.
A little bit
I'm
of
telling you,
ice.
she gonna come over here and do, and then she gonna
She
expect
ain't no
me
shame,
to
no
do
shame.
everything.
Yeah, get some ice for her.
But
Can I have some ice? A little bit,
you
yeah.
know what? I
Ask
just
me
touched
where
my
his
phone.
hands- ask me
I just
where
touched
his
my
hands
phone,
been.
but
Ask
she
me
on
where
her
his
shit.
hands been.
She on bullshit.
What?
She on bullshit. I just touched my phone. So.
Ask that sucker where his hands
I
been.
washed my hands before I even started fucking with the food.
Such language. You stand over here. Stay out the way.
Let me ask man where his hands been.
I caught y'all too.
He's gonna get it up.
I caught y'all too. I'm saying. No. Y'all fought each other every chance y'all fucking got. Everywhere going though. Huh?
But you see what I'm saying?
First, tell me about the unlikely candidate.
Hey man, that's a journey like no other journey, Rod, to me, man. Because hey, you know, she started back in what 1998 when I started to have these heart problems, man. I didn't even know what it was. 1998, man, is when I started to get sick, and I went through a barrage of tests, and they tried to make it seem as though I had a blocked artery. Right? I ain't had no blocked artery, so it was a false positive test. For about 5 years, man, I went back and forth, hospital to hospital, doctor to doctor, specialist to specialist, till finally, I mean, look, they tortured me. They tortured me, man. They got, you know, well, I don't know if you can see that, but like pacemakers and defibrillators and you name it. You know, they butchered my body up to try to find out what was the matter with me, you know. And then fast forward to 2007, my heart just started to fail me for real, man. KJ had got, yes, sir.
So that was 10 years. You was on a pacemaker that whole time?
1990, yes, sir. I was on actually the upgrade is a good one. I was on a pacemaker, and then a year later, I was at work on a shift 4 to 12 by myself, and I got to the top of the stairs, and my heart went into an atrial fibrillation, and I fell down the stairs, broke my leg, hit my head, and woke up, man, dragged myself to the phone, called 911, and you know, but then after that, they gave me a defibrillator. So a defibrillator is like a upgrade from a pacemaker. So basically, what it does, it gets you out of that rhythm, that holding pattern. So it's an upgrade. So that was just a year later, which they should have did from the jump. You know what I mean? They should, but insurance is.
Get escalated because you have a little bit of money.
No.
I don't know how much money you have.
sir.
It's speculated you have a lot of money.
I do not.
They go the easy way first, you know. So a defibrillator, yes, for about 9 years, and you know, 2007 is when it got really, really bad, ankle swelling, all that.
So the defibrillator, did it help you a lot during those times, or was it little help? Or did it keep you alive? Or was it just and that was just a hindrance or just a waste of time?
Now, I can't say it's a waste of time, because what it is, you know, you're a walking ICU. You know, basically what it does is when you say, you know, you see them paddles and they make clear, that shit is inside your chest. So in this little thing like this, so if your heart goes into a rhythm, that shit is like that doctor saying, clear, get out the way, poof, and shock your heart into a normal rhythm.
Right.
So you pretty much, it saves your life, and it saved my life various times. I was over at World Gym in Avashaw, man, listen, in like 2004, 2005, and I remember the doctor saying, hey, when it fires off, it's saving your life, but it's going to feel like a Mike Tyson blow. And I was like, yeah, bro, that's the worst feeling ever,
It
man.
felt like a horse kick.
Straight like
that.
Yeah, like
It was nuts.
You said in the book. Yeah.
Yo, crazy. It's crazy. So
So
yeah,
tell
man.
me,
So that was 2007.
that's 2006.
Yeah.
Tell me, how did that make you feel facing death like that? And knowing that, you know, you got the family, you got the kids, you got so much people that depend on you, the community, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what this is about.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel waking up every day, still continuing? Because I read the book, some of the book, not all of it, so I don't want to lie.
Okay.
But by the time this is finished, I might have been finished. I might finish the whole thing. But
that's cool.
how did that make you feel, man? Like you continuing working, continuing being a husband, continuing being a dad, continuing being a mentor, and staying strong, keeping a positive faith. Because I was around you some of those times, not every day.
Yeah.
But you know, I would have never knew. I would have never knew because you was always trying to help somebody else. Like the person that helps somebody now needs help.
Yeah.
How did that work?
Great question. Great question, man. Yo, you just feel like less of a man. You feel like less of a man. Real talk, you feel like less of a man, right? You feel. I remember going to the doctor in the Bronx, man, and you know, KJ. I remember when the dude finally said it. He said, "Look, one day you're going to need a heart transplant." And I was like, "A heart transplant? You're tripping, man. Who gets heart transplants?" I had no clue what that was like. So now, bro, I had to go walk from his office, get in the elevator with tears in my eyes, and I got to straighten up because, you know, we men. So I got to straighten up before I get to my son, you know, and I get to the car, man, and I tell KJ, I said, yeah, he's saying that I'm going to have to have a heart transplant. KJ's like, wow. You know, so it's tough. And then you got Nikki, huh?
Did he realize how heavy that was? I'm pretty sure I probably wouldn't even realize how heavy that is before, you know, you digest all of that. Stomach is like, oh man, and do research like, oh shit, this is because I haven't never really heard about nobody getting a heart transplant.
No. And that's the reason why I wrote the book. That's the reason why I wrote the book, man, because I'm not the one to go out there and try to tell somebody to sign up to be an organ donor. There's a lot of people out there that are just, you know, that rejection thing, man. I can't, it's hard for me, man, when I'm like, look, you might want to sign up because one day, what if your loved one needs a body, you know, like needs an organ? I mean, get out of here, man. Get out of here. So that hurts my feelings. So what I did, I wrote the book. So that can make people say, well, Smitty took the time out to write a book, man. Something, you know, it got to be special, you know. The bottom line of it is a big deal. Nikki, picture this, bro. Big dude like yourself, man. Your wife just goes, she gets groceries. You can't even bring the groceries inside, man. Yo, you can't even bring the groceries inside. That's tough.
That gotta be tough.
Yeah. And that's the stuff that makes you emotional.
Hell yeah. And how was that that type of morality? Like, oh shit, because I know sometimes like now that I'm older and you know I try to do something I used to do. And you know, I don't say nothing, but it hits me like, oh shit, like I'm getting older. But in your situation, you know, facing death and dealing with those consequences, man. So what was like the percentage of you coming through all of this?
So at the time, the bottom line is when the dude said you're gonna need a heart transplant, he didn't say at the time that if you don't get a heart transplant, you're gonna die. Once diagnosed with this restrictive cardiomyopathy is what I had. Finally, they figured it out.
Yeah.
They said within that diagnosis, you're gone in 5 years. That's the average. You're usually gone in 5 years.
Right.
You know, so you know, percentage-wise, it's like if I didn't get it, the percentage was high that I wasn't going to be here. You know, if I did get it, then look, that was good. It's not a cure, right? What it is, it's an extension of life, man. And there's people that's living like 30 years, 35 years, you know, with new heart, you know, with new organs. And my whole thing is, you know, I want to blow the doors off the record, you know. I want to blow the doors off the record, man. And it's different because, yes, so you figure if my blood flow, if my ejection fraction is the amount of blood that your heart pumps out, if it was down into the teens, now we're talking about my heart being back into like 60-70% of pumping blood. You know, and I know we spoke about that before. It's just You don't realize how sick you are, man. You know, if your leg, if you had a bad knee, right, and you mess with you mess with that knee, you box on that knee, you play football on that knee, and once you get that knee fixed, and all of a sudden you running, jumping, doing all these things, you're like, whoa. That's because you don't realize, man, your body's overcompensating, and that's what it was doing for my heart, you know. So, you know.
So someday you woke up and you couldn't go.
Bro,
you couldn't do normal things.
You know,
like you said, pick up the groceries, go in the house, make love to your wife.
Bro, I was gonna try to get there, you know, but listen.
I would laugh, but you tell it, man.
Right. I was gonna try to get there because you feeling like less of a man. Now, how am I supposed to say, look, man? I know that, look, internally, I want to please my wife, right? But then I'm saying, hey, if I go too crazy, this same heart that defibrillator has fired off, now if it fires off during the session,
it fired off during the session?
It never did. But I'm thinking about it.
I was going to ask you that. I was going to say.
I'm thinking about it, though. I'm thinking about it. So I'm like, look, I don't know what my performance was like, but look, just hold this for a minute, babe. You know, so, but it's crazy because don't forget, bro, Syracuse University, man, is like on a hilly terrain, right? So you figure Keith went to Syracuse and KJ went to Syracuse. It's like a bunch of hills. I remember Felicia, may she rest in peace, that's KJ and Jared's mom, my ex, she used to drop me in the front of the stadium because I couldn't walk up the hill, right? I just couldn't physically do it.
That pressure on your chest.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't sit, you know, tying my shoe. You know, so much pressure, you know, my liver against my lungs,
you know what? I had a fight one time and I was out of shape and I had lost the fight because I was out of shape. And that's the only time I wanted to quit, is when I was getting smothered. And the pressure on my chest, I just couldn't breathe no more. And that was the only time I felt like quitting something in my whole life. You know, not quitting like somebody making me quit, not like me, you know, pursuing life the way I'm supposed to. I'm just somebody's making me quit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was on me. It wasn't the pain. It wasn't the fight. It wasn't me losing. He was smart. The pressure on my chest took the wind. So that type of discomfort, that shit makes you just want to just give up. Like, oh, God. I just want to quit. So that's what I'm just trying to say. So you talking about the type of pressure, you couldn't walk up a hill, and I'm just imagining I had to feel 10 times worse than that.
Man, listen. So to go through that, like that same feeling that you're talking about, going through that for like 10 years, you know, and it got worse at the end, but to go through that type of pressure for 10 years, man, you know, you can't. I remember trying to armor all the tires. And the pressure was so crazy. I'm like, man, I'm really, really sick, man. I'm really, really sick. I had the car wash in Havershaw. I couldn't, you know, someone like, boss, can you hit the tires for us? We got to get this car out of here. I was like, yeah, couldn't do that. Couldn't do that, man. It was the pressure. The pressure was crazy. So, you know?
All right, let's get to having surgery, going through that process. And was there 100% chance that you was coming out of surgery?
I don't know what the chances. I don't know what the percentages are. It's not super low, you know. I say, you know, I really don't know. Let's say 75%. So if it's 75%, let's say, you're still a 25% chance that you're gonna die, right? So at some point, don't forget. At some point, you're not gonna have a heart in your body. At some point during, some point during that damn surgery, you're not gonna have a heart in your chest. Right?
That's crazy.
And it was man, listen, it was a big fear of mine back in the day, man, just to think that they had to saw you, crank your chest open, move stuff around, and pull your heart out. That's unfathomable.
That's what they did. That's what they did, right?
That's what they did.
You was knocked out the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how long did it take? What did you wake up the next day? How long was you in the hospital? How long? I know the procedure. How long was that? And how long was you in the hospital? I know you recover. You always recover when you got something like that. But what I'm trying to say is that initial recovery. How was that process?
Right. Got you. So you figure I was in the the hospital for a total of from the beginning to end, 3 months, right? And that call came in on April 16th. I got there like February 3rd, right? The call finally came in on April 16th. So what they do is now they prep you, right? They prep you. So if I got the call that evening on the 16th, I remember saying goodbye or see you later to Bo, Ruben, Ruben Gardner, he was there, and my wife. So that was 3:15 when I went in. They say count down to 100, count down from 100, right? I probably got to about 97, and the next thing I knew, they tell me the surgery went until 7 a.m., right, from 3 to 7, and then that evening, about 7 something, I remember the Yankees being on. I remember Derek Jeter was up, and I had to blow that tube out my mouth.
Right.
So, you, huh?
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Try tapping above to edit.
There was a tube in your mouth?
Yeah, that's the what's that? The pretty much the joint that's keeping you pretty much what do they call the tube, man? I'm drawing a blank right now, but it's pretty much breathing for you, the breathing tube. The breathing tube. And they want you, they teach you before you go in, they want you to cough it up. Because it's all the way down, down the middle of your chest. And they want you to cough it up. You know what I mean? So finally got that. So 7 o'clock that night. So you figure, what's that? 3 to 3, that's 12. That's 12, another 4. It's about 15 hours. 15 hours out. Surgery is about 4 hours, but they make you stay under for about 15 hours.
Did you feel instantly better?
Yes.
Instantly?
Yes. Instantly. I know we talked about that for a quick second about the blood flow. My fingertips, all of a sudden, man, felt like it was pins and needles. I remember right here, like a pulsating. I was like, what is that? Like, what is this feeling? Because I've been sick for so long. I don't know. We cursing?
Man,
we cursing?
Dang, this is highly dysfunctional. You should see
the
so
fucked up.
This interview. But it's such an important story. I want to tell that the way too.
It was ridiculous, man. The blood flow, because I was not used to having blood flow in my fingertips, in the back of my neck, and obviously my heart. I can actually hear my heart. Felt like I can hear my heart again because I had been, hadn't heard it in so long, man. So it was an amazing feeling. Of course, I felt, like pain and pain from the saw, from all that. But I was okay, man. Oh, and what they tell me is my color came back. Now, I know I ain't got much, but listen, they said, yo, your color came back.
It came back.
Your color came back. Came back, man. Because they was used to me being pale as hell. But look, I didn't have no blood flow. So once the blood flow came back, that means that, look, man, pigment and all that shit came back.
Came back.
Yeah.
So when you get this renewal on life, you get out the hospital, right? So first tell me, before I get to that question, right? Tell me about your family support, your wife's support. Tell me about how they was through this process, because this is a courageous thing and it's very inspiring because you're such an important person and you went through so much in life. And I mean that sincerely, but you've been through so much in life, and I can't wait till because I'm already know I'm gonna blow up. I can't wait till I blow up and everybody get to hear this story in the world. You know what I'm saying? So now we only get to get 200-300, but man, when the world gets this story, it's gonna be beautiful. So tell me, you know what I'm saying, about your family, your wife, because you've been there for everybody else. You're always there for everybody. In some ways, you're there for me. And I'm nobody to you, you know what I'm saying? But I'll never, listen, man, you never forget somebody that's kind to you. You know what I'm saying? That's and shit. That's appreciative. That's real shit. That shit means and that shit means a lot, especially when life is harsh. So tell me about your family during that process and how they, because you had to get through things, you had to get used to things, and you had. It had to be confidence. You had to build confidence. You had to be strong. You had to be strong for them. You had to be strong for yourself. And they had to recognize, because some people, like I remember I was fighting and I'm arguing with everybody because I'm just trying to do something with my life. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we don't have family support. You know what I'm saying? It makes life difficult. So just tell me about that.
Sure. Hey, man. Look, the bottom line is like you say, man. There's a lot of people that's out here going through things, but support is everything. If you don't have support, you're done. You're done, man. You're done. So you figure, my wife, man. Don't forget, we had just got married in what 2006, right? We had just got married in 2006. So this is something that she didn't even sign up for. She hadn't even signed up for this, man.
Right.
But so Nick, so let's go with my wife first and foremost, right?
Right.
So she's there when I'm falling out, right? She's there when I'm falling out, when I'm going to the bathroom on myself because the defibrillator fired off again, right? You know, she's working up here on Rockland, right? A full day while I'm waiting those 3 months, bro.
Mm-hmm.
She's holding it down. She's holding it down for our daughter. But she's running back and forth to Columbia Presbyterian every single day. Every single day, man. And I say this with sincerity. If it wasn't for my wife, there's no way that I could have went through that. There's no way. There's no way.
And that's beautiful, man.
Right. No, man. Yo, I give it up. So you figure now you got KJ who, what's that? This is 2008. So he was just on the Dolphins for a second at that point. So he's coming in.
Draft night and all that, but yeah.
Okay. So he's coming in to see his pops. He don't know if pops gonna make it, such and such or whatever, but he's coming in when he can, right? Little bro is flying in. Keith is flying in when he can. He's giving up cash. He giving me $2,000 while I'm sitting in the doggone when I'm in the my little gown. Yeah. Like, man, what am I doing with $2,000, man? I'm just happy you're here.
People love how they love, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to love in their own way.
Understand that. But I was appreciative of that. You get Bo coming through, and but the other one is, man, is like Felicia, which is my ex. She would come through, right? She would bring Jared, whatever, stay for a little while, get out, because we were like childhood sweethearts back in the day. Right. So we still had history. The crazy thing is, as much support as she gave me, at some point she was sick about the same time. For whatever the reason, God said, hey, I need to let her come see me, but I'm going to keep you here. She died not long after, a couple years after that, of ovarian cancer. Yeah. So, but she supported me going through that, bro. And she knew she had to be strong for our kids, man. And that's so back to what you're saying, though. Yeah, man. It's and you don't know why things happen sometimes, man, but God chose to keep me here for whatever the reason and bring her home. But the support of my family and my friends, man. And here's the deal. I'm going to hit you with this. It's all good. Here's the deal, right? It's all good when everybody is there. When everybody leaves, and I can remember looking out the window, and Nikki's going home. She done got a park got a parking spot on the street. It's snowing, right? And I can look out. It's the 5th floor, and look down, and I can see my wife walking to the car. But it's just me and my thoughts, right? And I'm praying that I wake up the next day. I'm praying that I wake up. So yes, you shed a tear and all that, man, because all you want to do is to be here for your family. And my emotion was not for me. It was because I had work to do for my family.
Right.
Yeah. That's where the emotion comes from, man. And to this day, I feel emotional over that, saying that, man, because you as a dad, man, we want to be here for our family, man. We want to be here for our kids, man. So that was a big deal, man. That was a big deal.
So you're very appreciative of the family, very appreciative of your wife. Shout out to her. You want to shout out to her real quick?
Sure, man. True, man. Sheila Smith, where you at?
She there?
Come here real quick, man. You mind this? Hold on. She here doing something, man. She's always going to hold it down. Get it.
That's how it just functions, man.
Get yourself together, man.
You all do your thing, and then there was change. And the change was simple. And you could have therapy me, you could have. It wasn't me. You was telling your story, and you just talking to me. It wasn't like you was trying to help me. You was just talking to me as two brothers talk. He was like, I'm 38, man. I was like, can I fuck everything? And look, that's a big thing because as men, we think we can fuck everything.
Nah, that right there.
Walk outside.
Accentuate.
It's like, yo, can I fuck everything? Yeah, fuck everything, my nigga. It's impossible. Everything that look good, but you cannot fuck everything. And as men, before you fall in love, or you can fall in love and then lose the one you're in love with because you have kids. We grow up, and black people, we loving people early before you're ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have the skill to go through the day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he said, you can't love everybody, man. And I was like 36, so now I get 38, 39. Like, women are trying to make you feel like you dumb. You done. And you're not done, my nigga. You got a story too. And you're allowed to say, enough is enough. I want to change today. And the woman that's going to be with you is going to allow you to change that. Now, the other woman, she's still talking to you about the old shit. And it's like, I'm trying to do something different. She's not going to hear you. But the other woman's going to hear you. And that's what
that night. And then Sunday was at the Mirage. And Nikki showed up. And something said to me, man, like, yo, man, this is different. We've been rocking ever since. You know what I mean?
Get yourself together.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
How's everything? Let me ask you a question. How was it when he was going through the process of, you know, the heart transplant, seeing such a strong man, you know, humbled in a way? How was that? And standing there watching him and then helping him get strong again. How was that?
Well, of course, you know, it's very emotional.
She's gonna cry. She's gonna make her cry, boy.
It's very emotional, you know, just to see someone who always been strong, been out there, you know, just shoveling snow, you know, getting my car right, bringing the groceries in, to someone who couldn't do it as much and coming up with different excuses on why he couldn't do that task without really telling me how he was feeling. So he's still trying to be macho and show that he can still do these things. But then I'm like, wait a minute, why is it taking you like 15 minutes to come from the driveway in the house, bringing some groceries in? I couldn't understand it because he wasn't expressing himself.
Right.
So after a while, you know, just seeing, you know, him just taking these short breaks, we outside, and he's like, yo, let me just tie my shoe for a second. I'm sitting back, you know, okay, monitor, what's going on with you? Cracking, you getting a little old on me or something? You know, so we went through a few of those, you know, moments where we were trying to figure out what was going on.
Right.
And as he was going through the process of just trying to figure out, you know, where is this going to lead, we never thought that it would end up with, at the end, with the heart transplant. We just thought it would get better. Doctors had positive things to say. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to give you a defibrillator. You're going to feel better. You know, it's going to work out. And then eventually it just kept getting worse. So just by, you know, being I guess they call it a caretaker on the other end, it was stressful because, you know, my partner that supported me on a lot of different ends wasn't there really. He couldn't physically do the things that he used to do anymore. And so it was just getting through that process and learning, okay, you can't physically do those things. We can't go to the places that we normally go to because it was just a stretch. That walk was too long. To park, you know, at a football game and walk to the stadium was just too long of a walk to do. And hard to explain that to our friends and our family members.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could go on and on. I don't want to.
Nah, that's cool, man. This is highly dysfunctional. And listen, seeing unity after something like that is important for our people to see. You know what I'm saying? We got to tell the story. So that's the most important thing, is the story, because life is about stories. So hopefully you can inspire change, and people don't have to go through what we've been through to get here. So whatever caused us for these things to happen, or whatever can help people, they can look at this story. Mm-hmm. Think about it. Music tells stories. Everything, somebody went through everything. They're not telling stories of people rich. You know what I'm saying? They're telling stories. They're talking about pain.
Right.
Things that we're supposed to learn about, but we don't look at it like that when we're kids. You know what I'm saying? I wish that I did, but sorry, I didn't pay attention. You know what I'm saying? I was too busy having fun. But so when you have you know, awakening out of life like that. You know, you got a renewal on life like that. You come out of that, you feel good. So now y'all home, y'all united again. You know, you feel like, you know, the worst is behind you. Tell me about that now going forward today, man. You know, the message about life and, you know, how it feels, you know what I'm saying, to be,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To be back.
Yeah, no, man, listen.
Because it got dark for a while, and now we got some light now. So how did that feel?
No, man. Look, I tell the story all the time, huh? I tell the story all the time to whoever's listening. Like, hey, I remember being in the hospital and saying, look, God, if you bless me, if you continue to bless me, and you bless me, all that negativity stuff, you ain't even got to worry about. You ain't even got to worry about, man. I'm done with anything, as much as I can humanly possibly be, done with all the negative stuff, man. And once I said that, Russ, my life changed, man. Got the heart transplant and all that. Now all of a sudden, she ain't got to worry about shoveling, even though she will shovel. But she ain't got to worry about pulling in no groceries, even though she will take some groceries in. But I'm back to being a man, right? I'm back to showing my kids, man, that I'm a strong dude. I'm a father, man. I'm a strong father. And you know, like I said, man, my work is not done here, man. And obviously, you know, which would include trying to help change a young man's life or a young lady's life to just be positive, man, whether that be coaching, whether that be mentoring. Right. I love that, because a lot of us didn't grow up with a dad, man. We talked about that. And if I can be father-like to somebody, that's everything to me. You know?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a beautiful thing, man. Yeah. Hopefully one day I'll be able to accomplish that. But I told you, man. I appreciate every breath you take, man. And I already know you're doing great things. So what is next? What's next right now? What's going on right now in life?
Right now, man. Right now, it's you know, still been at the same job for 32 years, man. 32 years at the water company. And while doing that, you know, I've done some great things, man. I've done everything. I've done promoting parties. I've had a little record label. What else, man? Regular label. I've, you know, had a car wash. You name it, I've done it, right? So now, you know, coached in the park. You know, coached in the park for the Rampo Hornets. Did that. And so now, somebody knocked on my door, kind of like, and you know, now I'm assistant coach over at Albertus Magnus, right? And it still comes down to helping kids. That's my passion.
And they need people like you, people that care, people that know and is aware of every facet of life. It is not going to judge them, it is not going to condemn them, but it's going to help them change their life and make sure they see a brighter future. And I think that's so important, man, because now I'm social media day and age. I don't know. It just feels like nobody cares. And seeing a guy like you around kids, mentoring kids, coaching, that's beautiful, because I know you're going to care. You're going to care about the person that's struggling. You're going to care about the best player as far as the worst player. And, you know, and I know that's a fact, and you're going to give them something to grow on, something to move on, something to look forward to, something to make them feel good about themselves, because that's ultimately, people just want to feel good about themselves. And you're definitely going to do that. So, hit me with it. Tell me about it all. My bad to stop you in the middle.
No, man. It's hey, at the end of the day, man, you know, I still do some personal training for like kids. Well, my ages range from 8 years old to my oldest client is 85 years old. Like, and now with this whole pandemic thing, you might catch me in the driveway, you know, with some stability balls, medicine balls, and some dumbbells and some hurdles and some some ladders. And the price is not steep because I'm doing it from my heart, you know, which is my second heart. You know what I mean? Think that through. Right. It's my second one. Right, you know, so it feels good to me, man. It just feels good to me, man. So now, you know, I heard something today. You know, our people, for whatever the reason, man, I don't know why we just don't uplift. You're here doing highly dysfunctional, right? No matter what you had done, now you're doing something that, you can really help some folks, man. You have a platform, right? You know, but our people love to hate, and I don't understand it, you know. But at the end of the day, it's not really on us to understand that person that's being negative. If you're doing something positive, right? That's really for you to do, right? That's really, we can't worry about them other people that's hating, saying, And why would he go to that school? Or you know, why man, he gonna try to steal the kids from this program and all. I'm not listening to that because I know what's in my heart. You know, I'm here to help change a young man or young lady's life. That's what I'm here for. I found my passion.
And that's beautiful, man. And that's important to know what you're here for. And I believe that's what you're here for, man. And I can't wait to hear this story, man. I thank you for plugging it. I want one more question real quick. Sure. What about, did you talk to the donor's family?
Great question.
You know,
great question.
The person that gave you the heart?
Great question. Great question. So here's the situation. You can't just go right to speak to the donor's family. But what you can do is you write a letter, and then it goes to a mediator, right? Which is, I think at the time it was like, you know, Donate Life, a Donate Life program. They get the letter. They contact the family. Now, if the family wants to say something to you, they come back through that same organization, Donate Life. Donate Life gets with me. So I did it when I first got the heart, and now you're talking, that's 12 years ago. So now they haven't responded because everybody's not ready, because their loved one passed away, and they weren't ready to do, you know, to meet whoever gained his heart. They will tell you, they told me it was a 21-year-old male from Ohio. They don't tell you nothing other than that. So it's time for me to write another letter out and let them see that, hey, because of the selflessness of your loved one, I'm still going. I'm still like trying to make a difference in people's lives, you know? So it's time for me to write that letter.
Yeah, you know what? Because I hear people be like, you know, because somebody else's heart, I wonder, you know, if his life, you know, and, you know, y'all intertwine at some point. We talk about souls and stuff. I had a, you know, crazy lady. That doesn't mean she was dumb. But, you know, she was crazy. She had a lot of conspiracy there. She talked about, you know, selling hair, you know, in the weave culture. So, and she said, you know, sometimes you take the personality of that person. You know, I listened. And I felt like, you know, it wasn't my thing, but it was an interesting topic. Like, yeah, you think that, you know, you can, you know, somebody can be tortured over there crazy. You take their hair. You don't know where this hair come from. You don't know what happened to that person. And sometimes, you know, you take on their personality and certain things may be a little dark. So that's why I asked you, did you meet them and did you know about the person? And and plus you can educate people about the process and how difficult it is and how you had to go through like psychological tests and they had to study you, therapists, doctors. It wasn't just you needed a heart. You had to be good enough of a person to receive a heart because they could have gave it to somebody they thought was better candidate. And that's what makes you the unlikely candidate. And that's why I want to tell the story.
100%. 100%. Because you're totally right. You're totally right. That could go to somebody else. Like, why would they give it to somebody who smokes like, you know, a pack of cigarettes a day? Why would they give it to the alcoholic? Why would they do that? Because or that, you know, or that, you know, because then there's somebody over there laying over there who's not doing all that, and they could just benefit from the gift of life. So they're not going to do that, man. And there's a process that you have to go through. It don't matter how much money you got. There's a process that you have to go through as far as evaluations and all that. So, you know, it's like that.
That's good, man. So, Smitty, it was good talking to you, man. I'm sorry I had to waste your time. I'm sorry it took so long. But like I said, this is a serious topic, and I wanted to come across. I want to make sure I nail everything right before I put it out, especially I know you personally. And this is not a topic that I know. Like, you know, other things I talked about is football. You know, I can football, like if I don't see something, I can punch it in myself. You know what I'm saying? But with this subject, something I don't know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of black people don't know. So we're bringing awareness, highly dysfunctional, and we're bringing change. We're showing people what you're doing in the community. We're highlighting your life as well as your struggle, and as well as awareness about a heart transplant and how difficult of the procedure it is, and the things you go through mentally, emotionally, and spiritually through this process, man. So. One more thing, man. How you want to tell brothers after so many years on Earth? I don't know how old you are officially, old man. And these crazy times and these unpredictable.
I have zero problem saying that.
What kind of message? You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about the climate? And it's just a message of, just because for me it seems a little dark for me. I'm almost preparing to die. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like. Not so much like tomorrow, but I'm not talking about dying by my choice. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about shit look like it might be coming to an end, man. At least for us. You know what I'm saying? Or there might be another civilization. You know what I'm saying? But I think this might be. This shit reminds me of too much in the Bible, Sodom and Gomorrah type of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? So, how do you feel? What message do you got to the young people that's confused right now, man? Because even like you, we talk about football. I think football is going to change. I think all sports is going to change after this. I think so many things are going to be different. There's going to be so many things that we're not even seeing. And it's going to blindside a lot of us. And, you know, it's not going to be right for a lot of us. So, just a little message to the youth real quick before I let you go.
Hey, man. Look, what this did, man, it should send us back to the basics. This time right now should send us back to the basics, man, right? We have to continue to love on one another, man. Like, I know there's a lot of times when we don't want to listen to our mother, our father, our aunts, or our uncles, our grandmothers and grandfathers. This should be a time, man, that, look, we don't hug enough anymore, man. You know? And I notice that we can't really hug, like, but you know what we can do? If we're in the house, we can hug one another, man. You know, I see people now, man. It's like I see an average person that wants to come up and give you a hug. Why? Because we can't do it right now.
Right.
You know, COVID says that we can't do it. So what we should do is remember to love up on our parents, man. Love up on our kids, man. And you know, little simple things that we took for granted. You know, I keep seeing commercials, man, with the blue water. Man, I'm seeing Niagara Falls. I'm seeing Grand Canyons, like things that I know that I can do, I can't do. But we can get back to the basics, man, and, you know, continue to love up on one another and stop hating, man.
Yeah, you know? I believe that too, Smith, because I believe in this climate, like, you know, all this social media, it kills the spirit of the human soul. People need people. And no matter what happens, this can never be a good thing with social distancing because it kills the spirit. I knew that as soon as technology was formed, it's going to separate things. It was already in danger. You know what I'm saying? The black family was already in danger. But now, and I'm not just talking about the family with you and your kids. I'm talking about family. You know what I'm saying? Big Thanksgiving dinners, people wanting to see each other because we're conditioned. They keep our minds so much busy, you know, with all this bullshit that we don't need anybody now, man. The only time you see people is during funerals. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? As I said, I posted a video with the son. It wasn't no disrespect. We had a good time out there, but it was just like this is the last time I seen people. And that's all my group pictures of the last year has been from funerals. You know what I'm saying? Funerals are like a real special occasion, man. And it's like, damn, this is where we're headed. You know, I'm almost looking forward to the end, man. I feel sorry for my kids, but I'm just like, this is what's going on here, man. And people don't know we're helping. We gotta, you know, come back. That's when you said come back. It's like that's the essence, the spirit, so the soul. You know what I'm saying? Wanting to love, wanting to hug, wanting to be a part of each other's life, wanting to help each other life. Yeah, you know, wanting to help, wanting to see each other do good. And I think a lot of that is gone right now, man. There's a lot of fucking cold-hearted shit out there, Smith. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of cold shit in the world, man. I'm just saying that.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
And, you know, so somebody like you going with the kids, because I feel like anybody that get hired now is gonna be robots. You know what I'm saying? Like if you young, you're a robot. You know what I'm saying? Like I call my kids robot. Them niggas don't got no heart. You know what I'm saying? Like you niggas foul. Like my pops, you know what I'm saying? We went through all type of shit, but man, I still love that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Even when I ain't know him, you know, I got to know him later in my life. But my kids, I'm like, man, you motherfuckers are cold motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? They cold, but these niggas are different. And it's like, every time I ask them questions, like, what do you think about the Black Lives Matter movement? And it's like, you know, and these are the kids participating in it. And it's like, y'all just doing it, and you don't think nothing of it. It's just not, you know, I ask the kid, they start stuttering, you know, it is what it is. Or it is what it is. That's how you see it. You know what I'm saying?
Robots.
And it's like, damn, we lost. That's why I feel like it has no direction now. Because this is the attitude. Like, y'all just out there doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no meaning, just doing shit.
Just do it. Just do it.
Somebody said it was cool to look cool and we just doing it. But we're not going to carry it on. We ain't going to keep going further. I'm just kind of disappointed with the leadership right now. So it's good that you will lead our community. And, you know, we can't, you know, there's so much we can do depending on what stage we're on. But your stage is big enough to help a lot of children. And my hat's off to you.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you. I appreciate knowing you. I appreciate you doing this interview, man. Some dude came to me because obviously he wanted to know. He wanted to do he wanted to be on the show. I knew that. So, I'm just talking. I didn't even know he was had anything. So he started telling me, I'm like, oh, really? I said, so when you want to come on the show? Being polite or whatever. He says, yeah, have your lawyer get with my lawyer.
What?
Started telling me about, other stuff. So, I don't want to get too deep in that because this is going to be on the show. But, because who knows, I might end up doing it. But I ain't even say nothing. Then just like, you know what, I'm not talking to you no more. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I didn't say nothing at the time. I was like, yeah, no doubt. My lawyer get in contact with your lawyer. Kind of ridiculous shit is that? But anyway.
Yeah, wait on that. Wait on that.
So Smith, man, enjoy your Sunday. Thank you.
Okay, man.
I'm gonna go get my kid and shit and do the shit I gotta do. Appreciate you, my brother.
Hey, man.
Shout out real quick. Yep. Shout out all the things you're doing real quick so I can have it on camera.
Hey, man, listen, I just want to continue to, obviously shout out my family first and foremost. Well, God first and foremost, then my family. And, man, any kid that's out there, man, that's like, try to do some positive things, even the ones that are misguided. Let's try to get them right. You know what I mean? And if somebody needs some leadership, if you need to hear from somebody who's been down some roads and the dad is not there or the uncle is not there, I'm easily defined, man. I'll sit down with the kid, man. It don't cost you nothing. It don't cost you nothing. So I'm here, man. I'm here for the kids, man. I'm telling you. I mean that, Rob. I mean that, man, because that's our future. You know what I mean? You know me and you talk about this all the time. And at the end of the day, whether that be, Cy or KJ or whoever, they're going to need their dads, man. I don't give a fuck. Sorry, man. I know that wasn't probably the right thing to say.
It's cool, man. It's cool, man. That you're saying something positive, man. That's the right thing. And that's deliver it, man. Deliver it. Tell them where they can go get the book at.
Yeah, man, The Unlikely Candidate, An Amazing Journey of a Heart Transplant Patient, man. It's on Amazon, been there now for 8 years, you know what I mean? Hey, you get it, holler at me, I'll sign it. Look, I'm easy to find, man. I'm easy to find.
And, hopefully we got football again, but you coaching where?
I'm coaching Albertus Magnus, man. Albertus Magnus been there for about 2 months now. We still not sure if we're going to have a season, but I'm still deeply rooted in, Spring Valley, North Rockland still. I'm over in Nyack. So I'm a county guy, man. I'm a Rockland County guy, man.
All right. And tell people everywhere they can find you on the internet.
Yeah, man. Look, KVSSR12. You can at me on Instagram. And obviously my name is Kelvin Smith on Facebook. I don't even remember what the Twitter thing is, but I'm on there, But you can find me, man. But like you said, Rod, I appreciate you getting this, man. I hate to plug this, man.
See, this is the thing that a lot of people that are not from where we're from don't get. And we come from shit. You know what I mean? We come from shit. And a lot of times that shit is really not our fault. It's really not our fault. So, we get it the best way that we can. Like when people say, somebody told me something, man. One of my people from North Rockland was like, what are you talking about? I don't see colors, Kelvin. I don't see colors. What are you talking about? I don't see colors. No, you do, Trace. Of course there's color. When I'm pulled over and they run through my car, they see color. When KJ's best friend, he's 6 years old down in Chestnut Ridge, it's like, yo, Dad, why you call me a nigga? He see color. Like, of course you see color. So they're thinking that I'm the good old boy over there in North Rockland, right? But I'm like, really and truthfully, man, getting shitted on, but I'm just learning how to navigate that, right? So because we don't have a pot to piss in, we figure different ways to come up because we're cunning like that. We think that, right? So sometimes you go down that street, Rob, you get off of that exit. Some people never come back. The thing is to get back on the damn highway, man, and keep going straight. Like some of us can't do that. You know what I mean? Like some of us can't do that. Like,
did y'all catch that?
I heard.
I'm not trying to repeat it. I hope y'all caught that.
Sometimes you can't do it.
Some people are mentally built to do it. They always go. They always want to catch the L.
Yeah.
They just love telling somebody getting an L. And you can't be consistently productive people in society. And they're programmed that way because they allow themselves to be programmed that way because of a substance, because of a lifestyle, because of let's go like that all day. But I mean, I understand Spring Valley and Rockland County in a manner that most won't, and then they move to an urban white suburbia and still know that this will never be home because of the complexion of my skin. And I get called different names here and there, but then when I look at it, a lot of the people that I've surrounded myself with are people that are going in directions that I want to go, not based off of skin color, but based off of career, based off of production.
That's how it is.
And that's what we need to be doing, but we, unfortunately, are never going to be able to change
If it can stay like that,
it will never stay
in this climate, because now they're making it a color thing. It's like you've been trying to make it not a color thing, but inadvertently, everything now is a color thing. Like what you do, who you are. You know what I'm saying? So now, you can't help but white people to get defensive, my nigga. Even the best people is gonna be like, you wake up on a bad day as a white person, and it's like, yo, I don't even care about this shit, my nigga. My life is shit today, and now my life matters, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I know I was supportive of Black Lives Matter, but what about my life, my nigga? I'm not the rich white person we talking about. We talking about the people in control. We're not talking about the people making $50,000 an hour. Now these people, funny thing about people is people make up the government. Now these people are the people responsible for making change, the middle class. But when we say Black Lives Matter, we're talking to the people that are higher, the elites. That's only a few. Now the white people that make the same amount of money as us. Well, not as you, but my money. And they feel like they don't count. Because they go through the same shit. Their husband, their wife, cheat on them. They broke, they had to struggle. And now, after like 2-3 weeks of hearing this shit, because everything is social media, everybody home, you went on a rant. And now we got it. And it's like, some of them people,
punch them with this
this is the other side of the story. This is how this movie, some of the people,
or you can see what it
this
is.
is what the media is doing. They're stirring up shit, man. We're hearing stories from years ago